ABC Radio Brisbane and Queensland.
Very soon, if you're looking for something to do this weekend that might take you out of your everyday, take you to one of the most beautiful parts of the world, it's not very far away, and you might meet some naughty little kids. And by that, I mean goats. You're going to meet the goat keeper, goat herder shortly, and we're going to talk about what you might do to change your weekend into something magical. Standing on the Outside, what a great song. One of the itineraries on offer, if you choose to go to the scenic Rim, involves heading off to Ivory's Rock to learn about organic farming. Then you might want to drop into Naughty Little Kids. My God, what a great name. At Peak Crossing to meet the little kids before heading to the Overflow Estate for some wine, then to Towery Sheep Cheeses to meet the cutest sheep. So I had the impossible choice between hauling someone into the studio to chat about fresh produce or wine, or sheep, or kids, the goat kind in this case. And for me, it was a no-brainer. It's definitely the goats. Nathan Jackson from Naughty Little Kids. Is that the official name of the property?
Yeah. So Naughty Little Kids, it came up, actually a friend of mine that's a teacher helped me come up with that name. We're looking for something a bit playful and a bit cheeky, and he did really well with that one.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect. I'm sure people drive past and go, oh, that's a bit judgy, and then they see that it's actually goats.
I've had a few people think that we're actually a daycare centre.
My daughter went to a daycare centre called Little Monsters, and never a true word was spoken. Why goats? Why do you love these little beasties?
Oh, well, many years ago, my brother actually used to make cheese, and he was looking for a niche, and we started looking at goats because of the health benefits to it all. And then my dad just really loved goats.
You know, they have a lot more character than a cow. You can actually pick them up and move them where you can't do that with a cow.
Definitely not.
And when they kick, it's nothing like a cow.
Are they naughty?
Oh, incredibly so. Or more very, very curious to the point where that gets them into trouble.
Because naughtiness usually, I'm so sorry, parents, but it often indicates intelligence. So are they smart?
When food is involved, yes.
Yeah. Cunning.
Absolutely. As I tell people, goats have an extreme fear of missing out, and the grass is always green on the other side of the fence.
I think they might be part goat. You mentioned health benefits there. How does goat milk compare to cow milk and other kinds of milk?
Sure. So goat's milk has a lower amount of lactose. It's not a huge amount, like in the grand scheme of things, it's say 3% as opposed to 4% for cows. The main thing is 100% A2. So probably about 90% of people on non-lactose can have goat's milk and they're fine because of being A2. It also has smaller molecules, in particular fat molecules. So it's made up of short and medium chain fats as opposed to long chain fats for cow's milk. So your body can actually digest goat's milk in about 40 minutes, whereas it takes 4 to 5 hours to digest cow's milk.
Does that mean that I could eat more of it?
I'll say yes. So yes.
Kind of, yeah. That was editorially, that's dodgy, but that's, I get that entirely. So what do you think? I tried goat's milk quite a few years ago. I like goat's cheese, like feta. I like that, but I tried goat's milk and I did not enjoy the experience. It was very goaty, for want of a better way of putting it. Is all goat's milk created equal? Is it all going to taste like that?
No, it won't all taste like that. So goats are browsers, all right? So they want to try a heap of different things, and that's how they get their nutrition. And they have like 20 different macro and micronutrients that they need. Whereas sheep and cattle, they are grazers. They will just graze on the grass, and they're pretty much right. They get almost all the nutrition they need from that. Whereas goats want to eat the leaves, they want to eat bark, twigs, different grasses, different weeds. And so when you limit what they're eating, you're limiting their nutrition. And the quality of the milk that comes out can be different. So some farmers are better at supplementing and making sure they get a good variety in what they eat, and others, they're not so great.
Okay, well, that makes sense. It does make sense. Okay, so you brought some things in just to see if my feeling about goat.
Yes, yeah. So I have some hard cheese, some Romano, so Caprino Romano. So have you ever had a Pecorino?
Yes.
So there's Pecorino Romano, sheep milk Romano. There's just a goat milk version.
Okay.
And then I also put in some different types of gelato. Use just goat's milk used for that one. And so there's some different flavors. We have our vanilla, strawberry, mint, and a coffee. Now, interesting thing about the goats with flavor, like some people, if they grew up and had a bad experience with goat's milk when they were younger, their brain will always pick up the markers for goat's milk.
Yep.
And it's like So they have it later on. Their brain's going, oh, remember that time we had that milk and it was bad? I've got to save you from this. And so people will always, usually, not always, but they will pick up that in some of the flavors or in the cheeses. Whereas the person next to them who's never had goat's milk will be like, what are you talking about? It tastes exactly like cow's milk.
Okay.
The one thing I find is coffee for some reason hides those markers.
Right.
So I've only once ever had somebody who had a bad experience with goat's milk say they could still taste the goatiness of it with coffee. All the others are like,
Okay.
tastes like nice coffee.
Okay. Well, let's not cheat the system. Which one do you think I should try first?
Tell you what, let's go the cheese first. Let's
Okay.
have the one of that.
Okay, while Nathan is cutting off a little bit of cheese there, if you do want to go to the Scenic Rim, it is a glorious part of the world. If you haven't been, it's amazing. And there's many different options for you to go up there and take a look. All you need to go is to the website. It's www.destinationScenicRim.com, and you'll find the farm trail. You'll find lots of information about the region. I mean, there events are happening this weekend, but the place will not go away. So there are many different ways that you could explore that part of the world. There's alpacas up there. There's camels. There's all sorts of things. Okay, now he's just passing me a piece of cheese. Definitely not over the panel because I'd get in trouble if he did that. So I'm tasting it now. While I'm doing that, Nathan, is it for those environmentalists out there, how do goats go in terms of how difficult it is for the environment to handle them being goats and making goat product?
Oh, look, I mean, they're actually really quite good in terms of eating that big variety. They don't like a mono culture of things, a mono grass or anything like that. They want that variety going through. As they go through and clean things up, it means they bring a lot more regrowth coming in, which means a lot more work under the top of the soil. So more carbon capture and that sort of stuff going on. So in that regard, it's really good. They don't have a lot of weight to them, so they cover the ground pretty easily. Don't really press it down so much.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, in terms of environment-wise, they're great. When it comes to milk production, 90% of milk is water. So if you have an animal that's producing, we'll just say 10 litres for the sake of this, 10 litres per day, that means they're drinking 9 litres just for milk production that day. That's not their own stuff. So they do consume a lot of water.
That cheese tastes just like pecorino. Yep, I know. I made it. That was my intention. But I mean, it doesn't have an unusual, I wouldn't have thought that's from a different creature. It tastes like that particular cheese tastes.
Yep. Yeah. So a part of that is the goat's milk. Also, part of it is the cultures that we add to it in the cheese making process.
Right. Because pecorinos are if you haven't had it before, it's not one of the, it's not a blue, it's not one of the, but it's got quite a bite to it.
It does. It's a cousin of Parmesan cheese.
Mm-hmm. All right, 3 minutes until ABC News at 1. Now, give me the goatiest of the sure, that's not the word you use, but you give me the goatiest of the gelatos, and I want to see if I'll be so excited because goats, there's lots of products that I've looked past, Nathan, because goat. But if we've managed to, I'm sure in 20 years we've changed the way things work. But let me see now. This is
So this is vanilla gelato, which is the most delicate of the flavors. So if you're going to taste goatiness, it'll be in that one.
Is goatee a word? Is goatiness a word?
It is now.
It tastes like gelato.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you do on like? I'm sure you're proud for your goats, and you want it to be. You're not there to make a product that's not. I don't know how I'm putting this, but is it intentional that this is something that you would mistake for another product?
Oh yeah.
Or do you want there to be a specific? You want it to have a unique flavor?
No. I want it to taste like. For people who have used to cow's dairy and then they want to try goats, like no difference. That's what I want. That's my goal.
Right. Okay. And if people do come up as part of the Farmgate Trail, come up and have a look at naughty kids, can you get close? Because at some places you're not allowed to get too close to the animals. If you've got kids with you, can your kids hang out with the other kids?
Yeah, so we actually have our goats in the pen. You can come up. So there's a fence between you and the goats, but it's not very high, and you can reach over, pat them. They love to have their neck scratched, in particular behind the ear.
Okay, like a dog.
Yes. And they're pretty chill about that. But if you go in with a bottle of milk, which people can purchase whilst they're there, and they will fight over that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's been a pleasure, and I'm shocked.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Thank you, Nathan. Nathan Jackson from Naughty Little Kids. If you are keen to go up and check out the Scenic Rim, it is a beautiful, beautiful part of the world. And the weather, I'm told, is going to be quite delightful this weekend. So if you want to head up, you head to destinationScenicRim.com. I'm sure you won't forget the name if you want to have a look at Naughty Little Kids.